I know.
Yeah,
Isn't that
Marino would
ridiculous?
have been good. I would have picked Marino.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Elway was already gone.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think they needed a quarterback too. So I
yeah.
don't know what their dealio was, but they did not pick the right guy. Dan Marino 27 is a total travesty, but that's considered the best, group of all time, and
Yeah,
it is. I really
it
think it
is.
is.
It really is.
There is another one. I'm going to scroll down here, John.
Okay.
You can look at this if you wanted to.
Yeah.
They call this the sleeper quarterback class of 2020.
Yeah.
So in 2020, the notable picks were Joe Burrow at number 1, Tua Tagovailoa at number 5, Justin Herbert at number 6, Jordan Love, our Jordan Love at number 26, and Jalen Hurts at number 53.
Wow.
That's a pretty good
That is
draft
a good
class. So
draft
that's a
class.
sleeper one that's out there,
Yeah.
fans, because I know I would have listed off the top 3. Then you'd be like, wait a minute, 2020, come on.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't forget about that. But that's the sleeper. That the jury's still out on that one
Yeah.
because it's from 2020. We don't really know. But man, that has the makings of really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if the last 3, first 3 seasons of this class's career is any indication, it could be soon be one of the
Yeah.
best ever. So that's
Yeah.
was kind of something I grabbed from that
All right.
article.
Saints
So
are up.
so again, the best draft class they thought was 1983. The next one that they listed off was 2004. Football fans out there, and the notable picks for 2004 was Eli Manning, number 1,
Oh,
Philip Rivers,
sure.
number 4,
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger, number 11, J.P.
Sorry.
Losman, number 22, and Matt Schaub at number 90. This group could join 1983 with 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. So
Woo.
that one's pretty good group.
Nice.
Not as good as the other one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Even if they do become a Hall of Fame quarterbacks, Eli Manning's gonna, Philip Rivers probably will, and Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah. So Eli played for the Giants, of course. Philip Rivers played for the Chargers, San Diego Chargers at the time. Ben Roethlisberger is synonymous with the Steelers, correct?
Yeah.
J.P. Losman, where did he play? Arizona Cardinals?
Yeah.
Okay. Matt Schaub was Houston Texans?
Yes, Matt. Well, he was what? Yeah, Houston, and then he went to.
All over the place.
Yeah. He's up.
Yeah. The third one that they listed off was in 2012. And this group has sneaky depth. So there's a lot of quarterbacks that were selected. So they consider this one of the top 3 in the last 50 years.
Oh, pick his
The Saints selection is coming in, so I'm going to pause for a second.
It's gonna be
The Saints selection is
Brian
Brees. Yeah, one of the top defensive tackles. And there are some publications that had him going there. I probably should have said something. I was big into my best quarterback group because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. So anyway, you actually had the Saints picking him, John. Congratulations. And I had him picking him. Woo!
We're hot now.
We got him right.
Finally.
Wow. Okay, yeah, I should have been paying attention to that. So we actually did have him being picked. So I cheated a little bit because I had been looking at so many mock drafts, and his name kept coming up.
Yeah.
And so they were looking for an interior defensive tackle,
Yeah.
and he was the guy that kept coming up. Brian Bresee, whatever it is.
And then,
So
now what are we gonna do with the 30th?
It won't be Will McDonald the 4th.
It won't be Will McDonald.
Yeah,
What did
I said that the Seattle was going to trade back into the
get Hendon Hooker.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay, see who's best available.
And somebody wants Will Levis, I guess. I don't know.
Well, Nolan Smith would.
Are the Eagles actually picking next?
Should be. Unless something happened. Yeah, they're on
Maybe
the
they
clock.
trade. Maybe they trade.
No,
Okay.
they're on the clock. How about hold on. That guy's
Those guys really know how to manipulate a draft. Um, Howie Roseman, really good.
so
So their number one need is safety,
okay. So
edge,
Branch is still there.
but they picked up the D tackle. I don't know. Linebacker, running back, cornerback, and defensive line.
So they could get Branch. Hmm,
Yeah, they could get the top safety if they wanted
of
to.
course they would. Looks like
Yeah.
Branch would make the most sense.
Either that or they'll trade out of this pick and have somebody
Uh,
swoop
oh.
in like Seattle, like I told.
Or Green
told you.
Bay would trade with them.
Yeah,
Which would
maybe
not
pick
happen.
somebody like Darnell Washington before Kansas City does with the next pick.
Right.
Yeah, next pick we had Kansas City picking Darnell Washington, by the way, which I hope doesn't happen because I want him to fall to us.
Yeah, but I don't see that happening.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, we're almost to the end of the draft, John. Wow.
Yes.
This has gone quickly.
Yes.
Well, we kind of, kept it flowing. At least we tried.
Yeah, we're doing really good for our first time.
Yeah, so the third, there were three best quarterback draft classes. I talked about two of them. The third one was actually in 2012, and it's one of their picks because it had sneaky depth. The notable picks: Andrew Luck at number 1. Career ended way too soon. Awesome player. Robert Griffin III, who we talked about on the last podcast, I think it was at number 2, or was that 2 podcasts ago?
Right.
Robert Griffin III, big arm, and ran a lot and got knocked all over the place. Yeah. Ryan Tannehill at number 8. Brock Osweiler at number 57. Russell Wilson, number 75. Nick Foles at number 88. Kirk Cousin, as John often says, the Costco hot dog.
Costco hot dog.
At number 102. So, yeah, a lot of depth in that particular draft, and that was in 2012. So that was the best. If you want me to, I can go through the worst.
Yeah.
And we talked about Campbell in 1983 or whatever. And he was horrible, man.
No, yeah.
Was that 1983?
It had to be. Because he was
and that was pick number 6. Okay, so we could have had Jim Kelly, Tony Eason, Ken O'Brien, or Dan Marino. I would have picked Dan Marino.
Yes.
So we could have had Jim Kelly or Dan Marino. We picked neither. Oh my gosh, that makes it even more horrible that we picked that. I mean, there was a great one of the best draft classes ever for quarterbacks, and we picked
quarterback.
Oh my gosh! No wonder they didn't mention him in the list because they were talking about the best, and he's one of the worst selected ever at number. Was that 6?
There must be a trade going on.
Horrible.
There must be a trade going on because there's no
Yeah. So again, backing up for a second. So the best again at 2012. Andrew Luck was picked by the Indianapolis Colts. Robert Griffin III was Washington, I believe, the Redskins at the time. Ryan Tannehill, who did he get selected by? Miami?
Yeah.
Okay, Brock Osweiler, he was don't tell me Denver Broncos. Brock Osweiler? Denver Broncos. Right?
Correct.
Rumpelstiltskin was Seattle. Nick Foles was Philadelphia.
Correct.
Kirk Cousin Costco hot dog would have been Washington.
Correct.
As well, right? As
Correct.
well?
Yeah.
So they picked Robert Griffin III and Kirk Cousins in the same draft.
Everyone got really mad.
Oh my gosh.
People were like, what's going on? Like, why would you pick these two guys?
Yeah.
It was like
and Kirk Cousins had probably the better career.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely better.
Pickett is in for the Philadelphia Eagles, by the way. Could it be that guy that we keep talking about that nobody ever picks, Nolan Smith?
It has to be Nolan Smith.
Yeah, they like those type of players.
Get richer, and
yeah, they could also pick Michael Mayer, still not picked. He's going to fall out of the first round.
Porter, Branch, Musgrave.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of choices.
Hooker.
What is Howie Roseman going to do?
he'll take the best player, which is Nolan Smith. Even if they don't need him, they can just take him. And
Yeah, but they like that type of player, a guy that
yeah.
really doesn't, you know,
Like
he's
they
just
can,
he just
yeah, they can
produces.
move,
He
yeah,
just produces.
yeah,
And that's the type of player that they really like.
and they
So,
can just move him along.
yep. Yeah, so the pick
Uh,
is in, and is anybody walking up to the
no,
nobody's okay.
everybody's found
So we're
asleep.
going to talk about the 3 worst quarterback draft classes of the last 50 years quick. The worst was 2007. This group is so bad. How bad was it? This group was so bad that its best quarterback was undrafted. Yeah, so the notable picks were Jamarcus Russell from Oakland Raiders. We talked about Jamarcus, number 1. Brady Quinn, number 22. I think he played for Notre Dame. Notre Dame. And Matt Moore was undrafted. And there's 4 other ones that nobody cares about or remembers, so I didn't list those off. But Jamarcus Russell, again, Oakland Raiders. Brady Quinn was drafted by, I believe, the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
At 22, and then Matt Moore. I don't know. He played for Dallas for a while. I don't know who drafted him. He was undrafted. I don't know. You have to look it up. Matt Moore. So actually, Matt Moore was the best quarterback out of all of them. He ended up, being around the league quite a bit, not really having a whole lot of chances to start. Matt Moore, he might have played for Carolina, didn't he? Carolina Panthers? I know we're looking it up. Kansas City Chiefs. But pretty sure he played for Dallas. Anyway, it's considered the worst draft. Jamarcus Russell only played like 3 years.
And so he played with the Cowboys, correct? The Carolina Panthers.
Okay, so I had 2 of them right. Miami Dolphins. Yeah, he bounced around the league quite a bit. Matt Moore, we're talking about. Undrafted.
So yeah,
he played for quite a long time.
Yes, he played.
So he had the best career out of all of them, and it was undrafted. That really stinks.
Yeah.
So that was the worst. That was in 2007.
Yeah.
Another bad one, another worst was in 1996. And there isn't much to praise with this group. The notable picks were Tony Banks at number 42. And a lot of these, I won't even be able to tell you what team they played for. Danny Cannell, I think I know who he played for, though. He was number 130. And Damon Ward was undrafted. And
Nolan Smith, told you.
Oh, Nolan Smith, we got it right. And 2 more that weren't very notable. So one of the worst again was 1996. And John and I were right. Nolan Smith got drafted. He's prototypical for what Philly looks for. Produces a lot, gets the quarterback, blah, blah, blah. Really good player.
Yeah.
And they lucked out getting him at 30, and here they go. The rich just keep getting richer. They really know how to draft. They just know how to work the draft and get the players that they want and get good value.
Just move guys around and get picks.
Howie Roseman. Okay.
We got to get him.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Give him money.
So that was the second worst quarterback group. The third worst. Those would be in 2013. There was a great 2012 quarterback draft. One of the best with Andrew Luck and whatnot. But one of the worst was the next year, in 2013. Horrible. The notable picks were E.J. Manuel. He played for the Jets, by the way. At number 16, Geno Smith. He also played for the Jets. At number 39, Mike Glennon, who bounced all over the league. At number 70, he actually might be the best out of all of them. Number 73, backup quarterback for a lot of teams. And Matt Barkley, another backup quarterback. He was from USC. I forget who drafted him. Was that Chicago or
I
somebody?
think so.
At number 98. One of the worst quarterback. They went from one of the best to one of the worst
Yeah.
the next year. So not too many notable players with that
Unbelievable.
at all. So I got that in. We got some extra content in there, John.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we have one more pick left with the Kansas City Chiefs, and then we're going to sign off. We're going to have well, when all the picks are done, Andy and I will have just talking about all the picks and see what, hopefully we will have
Packers picks you're talking about.
Packers
John.
picks. Excuse me, just Packers picks. We're not going to do the whole draft again. We're just going to do Packers picks 1 through 7. Hopefully, we will be able to be like, okay, we got our tight end, we got our safety, we got our receiver, we got our offensive tackle.
The draft lines up really well for us with those position players, and so there's a lot of depth at a lot of the positions that we need, and we need to do a better job.
We have to do
moving forward.
But remember, where the Packers make their, I don't know, I wish we could just have draft 3 or 2nd through 5, like 2 through 5. Remember, we've gotten some of the best players ever. David Bakhtiari, 4th round pick. Aaron Jones, 4th round pick. Donald Driver, 7th round pick.
Yeah, was Aaron Jones 4th or 5th round?
4th or 5th, right? Still, right? Then I'm trying to think of some. Like Wildy and Tausch, 7th round pick.
Great offensive lineman, right tackle.
Great tackle.
Steele in the 7th round.
Then we've gotten some off the top of like Desmond Bishop back in the day. Good linebacker. He's like a 4th round pick. We got, some receivers like Robert Brooks, like in the 3rd round, 2nd round, I believe. So our 1st round picks, we stink at for the most part. Even Ron Wolf and Ted Thompson, 2 of the most, in my opinion, some of the greatest GMs ever in the game, would stink in the 1st round. And occasionally we get guys. Now with Sean Gary, I think he can be a superstar if he stays healthy. The jury's out if he can stay healthy. Right?
Yeah, he turned out to be a great player, but torn ACL doesn't help.
That could be trouble. And then really, you look at Jair Alexander, like we talked about earlier. Yes, he's a great corner, and he's made first team All-Pro, and okay. And then of course Aaron Rodgers. But other than that, it's pretty. You gotta be like, oh, okay, yeah. And Lucas Van Ness, here's my thing. I think he can be a good player for us, but he's not.
He's just like Rashawn Gary.
Yeah, we gotta wait maybe 2, maybe
right.
3 years, and then see him to play well. And in that time, Jordan Love might suck, and then we're back to So here's my message to Joe Beard. Now you have really, really good athletes, really people that they've drafted all over the defense, number 1 picks. And if you can't coach these guys up and make these guys better, like Quay Walker, I think can be a superstar. I think, like we already said, Rashawn Gary can be, and all these other guys we have on the team.
Interrupt, John. The pick is in for KC.
Okay.
They're going to pick a tight end.
They'll pick a tight end, probably take Darnell Washington. But my thing,
Michael Mayer.
But the thing is, between us and Philadelphia, and us and Kansas City, and us and Cincinnati, and us and Buffalo, all these teams that are just in the playoffs, who are making things happen. And yes, the Packers have had success. We're not building that because the Eagles can be, in my opinion, can probably be in the Super Bowl at least 2, maybe 3 more years. The Kansas City Chiefs probably 3 or 4 more years. Cincinnati Bengals, probably 2-3 more years, barring injuries, barring whatever. But they built their team just through craft and intelligent drafting and just being cunning. And it just seems Goody just goes, oh, yeah, here's our guy. We'll take him. And everybody's like, there's like 10 people we could have taken that could help our team right now.
They didn't do
And
any
they
of
don't
that.
do that. They constantly just say,
Draft and develop. Draft and develop. Draft and
draft
develop.
and develop. And he's from the Ted Thompson school, which is Ted Thompson's from the Ron Wolf school, but Ron Wolf constantly would say, we need to make this team better. How are we going to make this team better? Oh, I don't know. Let's get Charles Woodson. Let's get Reggie White. Let's go out and get Brett Favre. Let's go out and get some Sean Jones. Let's go out and get pieces that fit. Now, Ted Thompson didn't do as much as Ron Wolf, but he still brought in like Charles Woodson. And he'd go out and get some other guys to come in to, and drafting Aaron Rodgers was not an easy thing to do with Brett Favre as your quarterback. He just did it. He did not do enough. Because remember, we could have got Tony Gonzalez and Randy Moss could have been on our team at one time. Imagine Brett Favre.
And they thought that was a done deal with Randy Moss.
Yeah. And they let the New England Patriots just go fourth pick, third pick, fifth, whatever.
It was a fourth round pick.
Right. I think we were off in a
ridiculous.
fifth. So the thing with Ted Thompson was he was always like, this is what we're going to do. He was like when you're buying a car, right? And you're saying, I'm going to spend $12,000 or $14,000 or whatever you're spending on it. And the sale, and you look at it, and there's this car, and it's for $15,000, and it's a better car, it's a nicer car, and everything. But you're like, nope, I'm not spending that. And you're like, well, this is a great car. It's just $1,000 more. What's the big deal? Well, I'm not spending that. And that, to me, that's the way Goody is too. He just seems like, I'm stuck in this. This is what I'm going to do. The only thing I will give Goody credit was he will. It's a little too late, but he'll go out and get free agents who are like nobody heard of. Like everyone just goes, huh? Like, who is this guy? And your guy, who came back, what? Oh, Pixon. Your guy who came back, a kick returner. I mean, that was a steal. So we'll see what we got here.
That's one of the owners of the Kansas City Chiefs is going up there with the trophy. It's like,
isn't that funny? They didn't win a Super Bowl since the '60s, and now
don't you love the internet? Felix, oh, that's the guy that they had going to the Packers, possibly.
Yeah, the guy, the defensive end.
Yeah. Felix, I know Dike Uzama. I don't know.
He's out of Kansas.
Yeah, they had him going to the Packers at 42.
Not anymore.
The Packers at 42. Yeah. Or the Chiefs at 31.
So,
final pick of the first round. There's supposed to be again 32 picks.
all right.
But we talked about Miami not having one.
Yeah.
So
we got one more pick left. Pittsburgh is on the clock. And who do you think they're going to take? Oops. I forgot.
No, Pittsburgh's on the clock for tomorrow?
Oh, on tomorrow. Or is this the last one? Right?
That was the last pick of the first round.
Yeah, for tomorrow. Which makes sense.
Yeah, there's only 31 picks.
Yeah, and then the other one, yeah.
Yeah, Miami forfeited their pick.
So,
and they have another pick they're forfeiting in 2024.
This was a great first try.
Well, you don't want to keep talking until about midnight?
No. Even though I love you and I'd love to do that.
Yeah, Lucas Van Ness. That was our pick.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, exciting.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We better kill it in the next round. That's all I have to say. Andy, you want to add anything?
They need to refocus on getting us a tight end.
Yes.
Even if they have to maybe move up in the second round and make sure they get Michael Mayer.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Washington's fallen too, so
Yes.
if we can get either one of those
Those
two
guys,
guys,
yes.
I'd be
happy.
really, really happy about
Yeah.
that. Maybe they pick two tight ends at
Mhm.
42 and 45. That
Yeah.
would be very interesting, wouldn't it, John?
It would be.
Luke Musgrave is another one,
Yep.
another tight end that they had us picking, or Laporta from
Yep.
Iowa.
Yeah.
So you got 4 tight ends
4 tight ends.
right there that should be there by one of them should be there by
By
42. They
42.
got to pick somebody sometime,
Well,
somewhere,
yeah, we'll
someplace,
take
somehow.
a kicker. We'll probably take a kicker.
Well, that was supposed to be the 6th round with the pick that we got from
Yeah.
so yeah.
So anyway, Packers Blitz fans, thank you for joining us. I'm gonna put this out on our video channel so you guys can watch it. If you didn't get a chance to see it, and
Yeah, can I say something,
yeah,
John?
go right ahead.
Goody needs to get some rest tonight. Good night's sleep
He does.
and come back fresh in the morning.
Yes, he does. Have a good
And
breakfast.
have a plan for tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, John.
Thank you, buddy.
Happy birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Zach, tomorrow. We're almost there. In
Yeah.
another hour will be happy birthday for John and for Zachary. So
Absolutely.
yeah, the Packers are going to do well tomorrow. They're loaded with 2 picks in the second round and 1 in the third round, which I already talked about. 42, 45, and then 78.
Cool.
And we are going to probably get a safety in the third round, I would
Yes.
assume.
I would
So they
assume
kept
that too.
talking about the safety from
Mhm.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Brian Branch.
Okay, that one. Yeah, there's also a cornerback from Illinois, I believe, that keeps coming up.
Mhm.
Maybe a safety. So,
All right. Well, this is our first success. We really love you, Packer fans. We look forward to doing a roundup episode of Packers 1 through 7 picks.
and what's our email again?
It's
John?
PackersBlitz80@gmail.com.
So we need some topics.
Yes.
You know, we're gonna have some downtime here past the draft. I mean, we'll get caught up and we'll
Yeah.
talk about the draft and
Yep.
you know what we think's gonna, whether we had a good draft or not, and that's the jury's gonna be out on
Yeah,
that
it'll be
anyway.
on
We won't
that
know
one.
for another 2 or 3 years with that. But,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, the main thing is Jordan Love. How's
Yep.
he gonna perform? And we
Yep.
gotta get him some help.
Yes, we do.
We picked defense again, John, with 21 straight seasons without picking a
A skilled player.
position player on offense.
Like, come on.
They want that record, and they've got it.
They've
got it. Congratulations, Green Bay
Congratulations, Green Bay
Packers. I
Packers.
mean, I don't know, John.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
But yeah, I really wish they would have picked a wide receiver.
I do
Would have been
too.
nice.
Yeah.
We had some opportunities there, it just didn't happen. So.
Yeah. All right.
But we're looking forward to Lucas Van Ness and what he can offer, and hopefully he's all world.
Yes.
Hopefully he's the next TJ Watt.
Oh.
We should have drafted anyway.
Anyway,
We won't talk about that.
All right. Packer fans, good night. Have a great time. We will talk to you later.
See ya.
Go back.